Bosetu Podcast. Real advocates of the union. Rights and welfare of educators. Real union issues. Teachers, pillar of the nation. Bosetu Podcast.
Welcome once again to our Bosetu podcast. This time around, our guest is our Secretary for Research and Training, Cde Karabo Rampha. He's going to take us through the initiative or the arrangement of the Bosetu Bursary and how it can benefit maloko a rona on furthering their education and the like. Now, Cde Rampha, you are welcome to the podcast, sir.
Thank you, Comrade Hutsuhile.
Yes. Take us through the overview of the Bosetu Bursary.
Thank you, Comrade Mike.
Yes.
Let me start off by greeting all the members of Bosetu and give an emphasis mostly to those who have already benefited from this scheme since its inception. And with the overview of the Bosetu Bursary, allow me to start off by stating that this initiative was implemented, or it was birthed in the year 2018, and to date we have since disbursed or sponsored our members to a tune of more than 14,000 pula.
Oh, that's great.
Initially, when we brought about this initiative, re ne re lemogile jalo gore Ministry wa Education o no ithotse marapo a go ka rutuntsha bone barutabana in terms of retooling and upskilling. Hence, we decided to come up with this particular initiative, which was meant primarily to empower them in terms of them furthering their studies. And we, at the same time, looked into the issue of giving them an opportunity so that they can now be able to also develop those who we refer to as their dependents. Their dependents in this case meaning where now a principal member is not interested in furthering their studies, then they would then benefit from the subscriptions that they've been given to the union by simply getting a grant, which now they can use to develop or upskill or pay for the tuition of their dependents.
That's so wonderful. Now, it means Bosetu as a union is not looking only at the advocacy of the union members, but also, upskilling them, right? That is so wonderful, Mr. Rampha. Now, can you give us the update on the bursary, 2025-2026 bursary?
Thank you, Comrade Mike. Yes, sometime in May of 2025, we opened scholarship applications, that is the Bosetu Bursary, where now we gave our members an opportunity to apply. And the closing date for the bursary was around the 22nd of July. And to state the numbers, we since received around 553 applications for this particular financial year. And these 553 applications were assessed and evaluated during the month of July, at which now we were able to sponsor some of our members to a tune of 2 million pula. And we sponsored around 131 members from this or for this particular financial year, something which I would want to believe is of benefit and value to the membership of Bosetu. And remember, like I've previously indicated, we have two sections within our bursary where now we sponsor the principal member and also we sponsor the principal member who has applied for their dependent. Remember, just to add on to that one, we have since experienced or realized that for this particular year, the government is supile jalo gore ga ena madi, and most of Batsadi didn't have enough funds to sponsor their students for tertiary education. Hence, we found it fit as Bosetu to take the responsibility to sponsor a few that we could manage to sponsor for this particular financial year.
That is so incredible. Now, Comrade Rampha, are you satisfied with the way maloko a tang ka teng, ba apply-ang ka teng, ba supa kgatlhego? Are you satisfied, or re bona o itemogela eng a dipalo di ko godimo kana di ko tlase? Take us through that.
Thank you, Comrade Mike. Yes, we are, as the Bosetu Bursary, we are very much satisfied. Just to give a synopsis of what transpired from 2023, 2024, and into this particular year. In 2023, we received around 326 applications.
Okay.
And then the year 2024, we received around 325 applications. And for this particular year under review, we have since received around 553 applications. This is an indication to say our members are coming forth now in large numbers in terms of applying for this particular bursary. I believe it shows a bit of relevance in terms of the work that is being done by simply sponsoring this particular members of ours.
Incredible. Now, growth sometimes comes with challenges. Now, you've been giving us the numbers. As the numbers grow, is Bosetu Bursary prepared to accommodate more teachers who will be applying?
Yeah, I would want to say we have the intention to accommodate more, and it is our wish to, at some point, be able to sponsor all the applicants that we would receive in a particular year. But unfortunately, like you are saying, challenges are always there. The very first challenge being the financial implications, the budget that we are always given as the bursary. You find that it is just too little to cover everybody else who has applied in that particular financial year. That is number one. But two, we also have challenges that we feel they need to be addressed now by the government, because it is the mandate now of the government to be able to upskill and retool its employees. And we have since taken the burden as a union, something which we thought we are simply giving back to our members for the loyalty that they've given to the organization.
Oh, that is incredible. Now, moving on, everything, whether good or bad, it always faces some challenges. Are there any challenges that you are currently facing with this Bosetu Bursary?
Yes, of course, there are some challenges. Internally, though, I would want to talk of the challenges that we experience as the Bursary Committee whenever we do the assessments and the evaluations of the applications from year to year. And obviously, if I were to take two or three, I would talk of, we have a challenge of, there is a particular document that we always require our applicants to attach to the application form. And this particular document, we refer to it as the employee financial history. So the challenge that we realize is this particular document is aligned or in reference with what now we call the government accounting and budgeting system. So it is linked to the gaps that we always refer to. And we find that there is a challenge where now our members, especially those who are within the primary sector, they most often experience challenges whenever they would want to be printed this particular document. So that is the challenge mostly that we feel at some point we need to sit down as a committee and find ways of seeing how best now we can deal or address the matter to ensure that we don't disadvantage our membership.
Wow, incredible. Listeners, you can tell from the interview that you've done a wonderful job, a splendid job. Now, what are you doing currently to face these challenges or to tackle these challenges? Because this is a good initiative, one that needs to be protected. So, Mr. Rampha, how are you going to protect this initiative, looking at the challenges you've just mentioned?
Yes, thank you, Mike. First and foremost, I would want to talk to the bursary policy, because that is where it all starts, and that is the document that guides us whenever we administer our bursary. I think it's high time, because this document was implemented around 2018. So I would want to believe it is of vital importance at this point in time for the committee now to review the policy. There are certain articles within the policy that we picked that we felt that at this present moment they are basically outdated, and obviously they are disadvantaging a lot of our members. Just to cite an example, for one to apply for their dependent, they should have attained the age of 50 years. But if you look at what is happening within the public service, there is early retirement that comes at 45 years.
Yeah.
So we think this is one of the principles or one of the articles that we need to review whenever we undergo the overhaul or the holistic review of our policy, that is the bursary policy.
There you go, listeners, viewers. Take the decision to apply for the Bosetu Bursary. Comrade Rampha is here and his team to help you apply and enroll in different institutions of your choice. Comrade Rampha, it was a wonderful time having you here in our studio. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Comrade Mike, and let me thank the Bosetu membership for having given us an opportunity to give us feedback in terms of how now we can improve the bursary going forward. And let me clearly state that our office is open for any comments or advices that we can put forth in trying to ensure that going forward we give all the members of Bosetu an equal opportunity for them to benefit from this particular initiative. Thank you, Comrade Mike.
Comrade Rampha, best wishes.
Thank you, my leader.
Bosetu Podcast. Real advocates of the union. Rights and welfare of educators. Real union issues. Teachers, pillar of the nation. Bosetu Podcast.